What's up, everyone? Welcome to a True Underground Story podcast. I'm the host, Timmy Burner. Today I'm with Mxntis. The X is the A. Don't fuck it up. So, where are you from?
From Dayton, Ohio, born and raised.
What was your childhood like growing up in Dayton, Ohio?
Oh, man. Well, I went to a Catholic school until about 5th grade, so I was around a whole bunch of, preppy kids and shit, and I wasn't really religious myself. My parents were just trying to, get me a good education or whatever, so that was really alien. I didn't really have many friends. Yeah, it was pretty uneventful, for real. My childhood was very chaotic and turbulent and fucked up. So I didn't really get to do much except for survive and raise myself.
Was it altar?
What?
Did you go to altar?
Yeah, every Wednesday we had church that we had to go to during school hours and shit. And most of those kids there were Catholic, so I was pretty much just sitting there while they were drinking wine and eating the Jesus biscuits, the communion wafers. Yeah, so I witnessed all that shit, and I would pray and sing the songs and shit just because I thought it was kind of fun, but it was never for any religious purposes. I remember one time I was in religion class. It was a subject they taught. It was every other day, and I remember this shit like it was yesterday, dude. This shit happened in 3rd grade, and I got an F on my fucking project because it told me to color in this picture of Jesus at least 2 colors. So I just down the middle drew one half blue and I colored the other half yellow. And they gave me a fucking F. And I'm like, dude, I'm just following directions. I don't know what the fuck Jesus looks like. But
If you ask white people, he's white, but most people will tell you probably a little bit of that Middle Eastern color to him.
Yeah. Had hair like wool and skin like bronze. It says in the Bible.
I won't knock religious people, but Catholics can't say shit about cannibalism. They be eating Christ every fucking Sunday.
Yeah, dude, it's some dark ritual shit if you think about it.
It is. So, I read your interview you had done a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a friend of yours that passed away, Charles White, was kind of the motivation for you to start rapping.
Yeah, that's right.
That you did poetry from the age of 10. What was that gear in your head that made you really click to want to fully pursue music professionally?
Well, I just really, really liked it more than anything I'd ever done before. Back in high school, I played guitar, electric guitar. I had one for a while, but my ex kind of broke it in an argument, so I don't have one anymore. But that's something I want to get back into. That intrigued me at that point. But I didn't even think of rap or anything, like I said, until that part in the interview. But, yeah, once I started writing music, I want to say around, my 2nd or 3rd joint, I was and, those are unreleased. They'll never be out. It was pretty garbage. I was just, learning, really. But, still, after, the 3rd song that I wrote, I was like, dude, I fucking love this. I want to do this forever, probably. And then I heard, in the interview, I said when I heard Boom from Royce, and he said, my flow was hotter than the flash from the click when the hammer slaps the bullet on the ass from the clip. It blew my fucking mind. I was like, this motherfucker just detailed the anatomy of how a gun works, and it somehow was cool and not nerdy at the same time. And I was like, bro, I can do that. My mind literally works that way. All chips are in. Let's fucking get good. Let's do this shit. And yeah. It's just really cool to abuse the English language and show that there's really no rules or limitations to what you can say and how you can say it.
So how did you come with the stage name Mxntis?
This is kind of what I meant earlier when I said, man, I don't have a story. I don't have a story for that. So I was I want to say on my 4th song or 4th thing that I written, and CJ was like, damn, bro, you're actually fucking with us? I was like, yeah, it's fucking dope. And he was like, well, you need a name. And I was thinking for a minute, probably 3 minutes tops. I was like, Mxntis. He was like, why? I was like, it just sounds cool, fuck it. It sucks because everybody I know, they have a detailed story about their name, and it has very sentimental value, and I'm like, I just needed one, and I thought that was good enough. Fuck it, you know?
But see, you kind of play on your name, though, which gives it that story, because you perform a lot in, like, a karate attire.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah,
To
that's like
like,
a
the
subconscious
karate
thing.
Mxntis. So, I mean, it's got a story. Just,
True,
you
yeah.
gotta...
Kind of random. Yeah, Bruce Lee had the drip, man. I had to definitely steal that, add it to my repertoire, man.
What music did you grow up listening to? Like, to start off, like, the shit your parents had you listening to, and then when you got older and started seeking out music yourself.
Yeah. My parents always listened to rap music, like old boom bap shit. Like, my middle name is Raekwon from the Wu-Tang Clan and shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like, my parents are big.
Fire.
Yeah, dude, I was destined. But fucking, yeah, like, pretty much a whole bunch of that. And, like, you know, back in the day on the radio, like, on 1029, they're playing a lot of decent shit, like DMX all the time. So, shit like that. And then, like, I want to say I started listening to music of my own, like, that I chose to listen to when I was, like, 12. I had moved to Fairborn for middle school, and fucking there's this kid that lived across the street from me. His name was Brook Fudge. It's a crazy name, but that's his government name, swear to God. Rest in peace to the GOAT. Fucking but yeah, I was at his house, and we were playing GTA San Andreas, and then he popped in this CD into a CD player, and it started bumping, and it was Mesmerized from System of a Down, and I had never like even heard any metal music or anything like that before, and it was System, so it's even more unique. And I was like, bro, what the fuck is this? This is amazing. And he was like, bro, you never heard of System of a Down? I said, not at all, bro, this is crazy. And then like when I was about to leave, he just handed me the CD. He said, man, this is yours now. And that shit like changed the course of my life. I was already like becoming a teenager. I've always had authority problems, and then like listening to this band that's very anti-government, I'm like, bro, I'm not so crazy. Fucking, and they're super dope at what they do. And yeah, like from then on, I became and still am a pretty big metalhead to this day. Like I had fucking Chimera CD in my car on the way home from work, bumping that. So
Yeah, in that other interview, you said that when they asked you like some influences in your music, you said your establishment lyricism influence comes from System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine.
yeah, most definitely.
Who are some other like rock bands that you really fuck with that appreciate their sound?
Shit. Rock bands? Dude, Genesis is really dope. I love them. That was back in the day when Phil Collins was the drummer for that band, and they're like an old English progressive rock band from like the 70s. It's like really lengthy and outlandish songs with a whole bunch of crazy complex instrumentation, and I just like how they were breaking the mold and doing something completely alien at the time. Like it was very deviant from pop rock music and shit. Let's see, Black Dahlia Murder. I listen to them all the time still. Fucking Trevor from that band. He's the vocalist. That motherfucker's an actual lyricist as far as like metal's concerned. Like if you read that shit on Genius, like it's like an Edgar Allan Poe book. Like this nigga was really putting on for that scene. And damn, that is a good question. You got me on the spot. There's a lot of different bands I listen to. Chicano Batman. You ever heard of them?
No, but I'm already intrigued.
Yeah, they're like they're a soulful like psychedelic band. They're from around this time period. They're pretty recent, and it's a group of like Spanish cats, and their songs are like some of them are in all Spanish, some of them are in all English, some of it's like a mixture of the two. It's like really vibey shit. Like you can definitely smoke a blunt to that, cruise on the highway and watch the sunset. You could like bang a slut to it. Anything really. Like just really dope vocals. Like the motherfucker's an angel. I don't know his name. I don't know who it is, but he sings like an angel, and the guitar solos are amazing. It's like some really head melting shit.
So, and then
Yeah, you know.
that fucked me up. Chicano Batman.
Yeah, it is a funny ass name, right? First time I heard it, I was like, "What? This has suck because it doesn't sound serious, but you're really good.
And then you gave like your hip hop influences went to like Royce, Black Thought, and MF Doom. But to focus on the rock thing, I did have a question.
Yeah.
You had posted you were pissed that you won't ever get to see Rush live.
How the fuck did I forget that? Yeah, dude, Rush is like top 5 favorite bands of all time. Don't know how that one slipped my mind. Yeah, dude, because Neil Peart died a few years ago. And honestly, dude, like, when I first wanted to start playing music, it was because of him, and I wanted to be a drummer. But my mom was like, nah, dude, drums are too loud, so I'm just going to get you an electric guitar with no fucking headphones. Like, dude, I swear to God, hearing someone have to practice either an electric guitar or a drum set, the drum set's going to sound better because those shits are just actual real noises. If you give someone a guitar that doesn't know how to play it, you're going to want to fucking shoot yourself, bro.
Yeah, that
it's crazy. But yeah,
what
Neil Peart's the shit.
what does your family think about your music, like your mom?
I don't really have a relationship with her, but I mean, I've showed her a couple of joints beforehand, and she thinks I'm really good. Like, she was supportive of it. My dad is like mega supportive, dude. Like, he's always geeked when I show him shit. He's like, dude, what the fuck? It's crazy. He's like, man, you really my son? I'm like, dude, thank you. Like, I don't know. It's freaking, it's dope.
That's your nutsack, Pops.
Yep. Like, you helped.
So how do you draw like influence from Royce, Black Thought, and MF Doom? Because obviously you are a talented lyricist, and you do a lot of freestyles too. You post a freestyle, it seems like damn near almost every month anymore.
Yeah, I want to be more consistent with it, like do it bi-weekly, which now that I'm like at my own crib and shit, I'm gonna be able to start doing things more consistently on a schedule. So like how I get influence from those artists?
Yeah.
So like Doom is really good at being profound and simple at the same time. And to me, not just as a rapper, I think that's the most important benchmark to have as a writer of any media, because it makes things relatable yet cutting edge at the same time. Like brand new, but all too familiar. It makes people comfortable and able to grow at the same time. And Mark Twain said this shit once. He said, it's not about using the biggest words, it's about using the right words. And I think MF Doom does that very well. And it's something that I try to do. Every time I make a verse, it's like, okay, I want to say this. Here's how I could say it, but like, what's the easiest way to say this? But it still adheres to like the thousands of other things that I want it to at the same time. But yeah, that for Doom. Royce, just because he's so fucking unpredictable, it's insane. Like, the way that he weaves his rhyme schemes together, he'll go on for like 5 whole bars, and just like kind of after the first 2 rhyming, the next 3 will just be him like spoken word, but with some inner rhymes in it, so it's still good to your ear, and it'll bring back the rhyme on the 6th bar when you damn near forgot about it. And it's like, dude, chill the fuck out. It's crazy. I love that. And kind of influences my flow a little bit, or at least it did at first, just like how like sporadic it was. Nowadays, I'm like more mathematical. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. I genuinely couldn't tell you. But like, I feel like I just let whatever I'm trying to say dictate it versus trying to make a flow first and then fitting it in.
Right.
So, and then Black Thought, he's just powerful as fuck, dude. Like, he could say anything and I would believe it, you know? Like, he just has that thunder in his voice, very solid, crispy delivery. I really appreciate that. A lot of the stuff he says speaks on like social injustice and pressing matters that are happening today, and still manages to make it listenable, because there's people that try to take that angle and it's almost always fucking corny. Black Thought's really good at making it palatable. That's what I like about him.
The other day you had made a post about, you know, getting to do your song with Afro and like who are some other bigger named artists you wanted to work with. And I had told you some people. I don't know how I forgot Crooked Eye.
Dude, yeah, that would be amazing. That would be fucking dope.
Like, I think that'd be dope. And shout out to Crooked Eye, because he got fucking Black Thought and Eminem to do a song together, and that shit was fire.
What? I didn't even hear that shit.
Exxon. It was on his first Music to be Murdered by album.
Oh, word. Yo, thank you, Church. We have to kick it soon. I fucking miss Nebraska. That was dope.
Yeah. It was on a song called Yeah Yeah that had Royce, Black Thought, Q-Tip, and Deny.
Oh, wow.
Deny.
I'm going to have to listen to that after this. Sounds like quite the lineup.
So, you had a hot take that I need to ask you about in that article. That Pac and Biggie don't compare to these newer cats. And I just need you to dive deeper into explaining that.
Yeah, I think that they are super dope, obviously. I like Biggie more than Tupac, but that should go without saying. I'm just that kind of East Coast influenced person. But yeah, Tupac is a legend. But I think that their legend status has been hyperbolized because of their early deaths, much like almost everybody that dies early. Yeah. Like King Von and shit, like Triple X. I like X a lot. I liked him before he died, but like I don't really think his influence was as weighted as people are claiming. You know, it's like the same thing. Yes, it's fucking unfortunate, and I think people get too caught up in their feelings and just start saying things that simply aren't true. But yeah, just from a writing and like structural standpoint, and like if you could consider rap having a metagame, I would say that back in the day, just like the 90s style is super antiquated. We still use a lot of the same sounds today, but what people are saying and how they say it is way more complex. And I don't know. It's hard to say if they could keep up because it's impossible to test that. But I would say not really. Like your average, I don't know. I think I can outbar Biggie Smalls is what I'm saying.
Oh, shit. What would you say has been the hardest thing for you as an artist?
Just being broke, dude. For real. It's really sad because it's like this for like any aspiring musician, but in rap especially because it's like a status symbol. It's almost a part of the package as a hip hop artist to just be affluent. And it's like, dog, I'm just not. I never was rich growing up. Like I was an alcoholic for 6 years. I've never been responsible with money. Like I'm just now learning how to do that. And I mean, like it's just really hard to promote yourself the way that is necessary without already like having enough money to make it overnight. It seems like, but it's definitely possible. Like it's just a slower grind, and I'm making moves to fix that situation. It's not a permanent thing. I've been educating myself, and I plan on being able to invest properly. But that I would say by far that is the hardest part. Is just not being able to invest in it.
To counter that, what would you say has been the most rewarding part?
People actually listen to what I have to say. Growing up, no one ever did that. I don't know. I don't know what it was about me that people just said fuck you to, but that would be a constant theme in my life. And it's really refreshing for people to actually listen to what I have to say and even praise me on it. That's just a bonus, really. But like, yeah, the fact that I'm heard now, I really appreciate that because I feel like I've always had interesting things to share with people, but it just always gets dismissed.
You got to do the grind mode cypher a few years back. What was that experience like?
Oh, it was super dope. They had it at the 2x2 HipHop Festival. The reason why we haven't gone in a while is because they stopped doing it after COVID, and they haven't been around this way. But they do ciphers all the time, like up in the East Coast and like fucking Nevada and stuff. But it was awesome. I got to meet a whole bunch of people who actually like take the craft seriously, who rap well as well. So that was cool, just being around like-minded individuals. Festival was cool. They had a bunch of super cool artwork, a whole bunch of vendors there. I saw some cool graffiti artists. The last one we went to, they had a half pipe there. You could skate there the whole time and shit. It was super cool. Yeah, I would definitely go back for real. Like just to a cipher, even doesn't have to be at that. It was just some cool people there. It was nice being around some other rap niggas.
So there's quite a few dating people at that one.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
you.
that was probably Fools for Hip Hop then.
Okay.
Maybe.
So I want to say it was you, Beats, Rebel Spaz.
Okay, yeah, that was the festival then. He was at that one. Was it outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
Okay.
all had, yeah, and I only knew it was grind mode because you guys all had shirts that said grind mode on it.
Yep. Yeah, I'd like to do another one soon. I just gotta not have a suspended license so I can travel that far, you know.
So obviously, I can kind of gather like some artists that you would want to work with down the line, like Royce's and Black Thought. But who would be some producers that you would like to like get to work with one day?
Oh man. Kanye for sure. That motherfucker is a magician. He can make anything too. Like, he'd make something perfect for me. And it'd just be crazy having that tag associated with it. Like, what? Him, I would say, without a question, DJ Premier. Like, I need that. That's gonna happen at some point. Like, before I'm 30, I'm gonna make that happen. 27 now. So quote me on that for real. DJ Premier, absolutely. Fuck, who else do I like? Honestly, yeah, Giallo Point. He's a British dude, and he's been doing a lot of stuff for the underground lately. He has a couple tapes with Daniel Sun. He's this dude out of Canada, really good. They have a collab, but yeah, Giallo Point is the producer for that, and like a few other things. Motherfucker is grimy. Like I can't explain it. I can't put it into words, bro. But he makes beautiful shit. Shit. I mean, Jay Dilla, he's dead, but I'm sure someone has a beat they could throw me. That's not, yeah. Those guys.
Surprised I didn't hear Alchemist. I really figured you'd be an Alchemist guy.
Dude, I shouldn't have smoked before this. I'm just forgetting. Of course, the Alchemist, man. What the fuck? Yeah, dude, that should have been like my second choice. Yeah, dude, Alk is nasty. Like everything.
You got to open for Jaron Benton and Locksmith a few years back. What was that experience like for you? Getting to meet them as backstage.
It was pretty sick. I didn't get to meet them though. Well, no, I did meet Locksmith. I didn't see Jaron, but I think I met him the first time because I've done 2 of the shows.
Okay.
One, yeah, I did 2. But at the second one, I only talked to Locksmith. That was cool. He's tall as shit, bro. I knew he was like a little bit taller, but he's like 6'5" or something. I'm like 5'8", and I'm like, "What's up, dude?" Yeah, that show was packed though. I think that may have been the most attendance I've seen at a show. If not that, it was probably at Odd Bodies for fucking someone, dude. But yeah, that show was mobbed. I don't believe I got drunk there, which was good because I was still getting drunk at shows back then, and yeah, so that was a win for me there. I signed my first autograph outside. Someone was like, "Hey man, can you sign this?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, it's gonna suck because I don't sign anything, but yes, I need to practice." Hell yeah, bro! I wanted to cry for real. That shit was nuts.
You want a photo, man?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great experience. It really just made me feel validated as an artist. Like people really fucked with my set and Abid's set, and I was like, yeah, dude, it seems like I'm doing this rap shit correctly for real.
So, because you had brought it up, you're currently going through sobriety right now. You're 2 months alcohol free.
Yeah, just hit 3 yesterday.
3 months, okay.
Yeah.
What's this journey of no alcohol been like for you so far?
It's been good. So the last time I relapsed was on the 4th of July last year, and I'd been sober for almost 2 years. So, and the reason why I decided to drink again, it was nothing bad happened to me, no trauma or anything. I wasn't triggered. I simply was like, man, it's been like 2 years. I've grown so much as a person. Like, I'm in shape now. I'm so much more disciplined. I can probably just drink responsibly. Dog, I was so wrong. I was going on benders within a week, bro. Like, that shit lasted almost 6 months. And I want to say out of that 6 months, I spent, what's that, like 6 times 30? That's 180 days. I would say out of those 180 days, I spent like 150 sober, maybe. Yeah, bro. Like I'm a real ass alcoholic, and it's funny because like people will like ask me that, like, "Are you sure you don't want a beer?" I said, "That's like telling a dope head, are you sure you don't want this needle, son?" Like it's the exact same thing, and like I think just because it's so normalized and you can buy that shit at the store all the time, people are like, "Oh, it can't be as bad as hard shit." I would wager that alcohol is more dangerous than what most people consider hard drugs. Like it's
definitely more accessible.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
You can literally just go to the corner store and fucking get whatever you need.
It's insane, really. But yeah, it's been pretty chill because after that lengthy bout, I was pretty convinced already that I should never drink again. But that little thought crept into my head, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I should be all right. And I was not all right. I lost almost everything, bro. It was crazy. But yeah, this time I'm 100% sure that I shouldn't be drinking, and luckily, weed has always been fine. It's never been not enough. I just got greedy, doing the wrong shit. Like, I don't know. Everyone has some weaknesses, and I'm glad it's not worse. Really, I'm glad I'm not a crackhead or like meth or something weird like that. So.
At what age did you realize that you had a problem with alcohol?
Shit, I was like 23. The first time I really felt true consequences for my actions, even though I had suffered many before then.
Well, it's why we grow and we learn.
Hell yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't trade it for anything because it really molded me into the type of person that I am. And like, I would say it's valuable information that can't be taught or learned. You just have it or you don't. It's dangerous. Most people don't survive it, but I have enough willpower to straight up say, fuck you, nigga. And that's the devil.
So earlier, sorry, my head's all over the place. I'm really fucking terrible with putting notes in sequential order. When we talked about the grind mode, dude brought up they had a half pipe.
Yeah.
There. So you skateboard?
Yeah, I do.
Is that how you fucked up your leg in 2012 and 2018?
In 2018?
I say it was 2018. It was 2017, maybe.
Huh?
You had posted, reshared it, and said something about 2 years ago. Maybe you meant 12.
Okay. Yeah. 2012, I definitely shattered my leg on a skateboard.
Okay, so it was just the one time. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've like fucked up my ankle multiple times, but I don't think I would have posted about that. Yeah, broke the shit out of my leg.
Yeah, I saw the photo. That shit was gnarly.
Mm-hmm. It was almost a compound, and like I dislocated my ankle at the same time. So when they had to set me, dude, my ankle was like where your shoelaces should be. It was like down and in the middle of my foot, bro. It was fucked up. And like it was crazy when it happened because I didn't even realize it happened. It didn't hurt at all. I didn't even know what the fuck. I thought I just fell, literally. And then I looked down. I was about to get up, and I saw that. My leg. I was like, something tells me I shouldn't try this. And I put my heel to the ground, and like something in my brain was like, nigga, do not try that. So I just stayed there, and my homie was like, oh shit, yeah, we gotta call an ambulance. I'm like, why? He's like, you just fucked your leg up. And then I started kind of freaking out. I'm like, really? And then people were like outside, like just circling and shit. This one kid, Cody, he was like running around, and he took a picture on his flip phone of my broken leg, and he sent it to me a couple years later. And I was like, I've never even seen that before. He said, I'm the only nigga that has this picture. Like, okay, dude, I wish I knew how to cast trophies for you, bro. Fuck. I don't know.
What was the What's the best trick you can do on a skateboard?
Right now, probably varial heel flip. Like, within 5 tries, yeah. That's like the hardest thing I can do. I used to be a lot better. Like, I skated all the time back in the day, and I've gained a little bit of weight. That was from fucking up with the drink, and I'm still trying to lose that. I gained 40 pounds in 6 months. Yeah, bro, it sucks dick. But yeah, I can still fuck around. I can like kick flip all stances, all that shit, all the 180s. I don't really fuck with stairs like that because of my leg, and I'm
You're like,
yeah,
good.
like if I break my leg, I'm just gonna lose my apartment and shit because I can't work. So it's not worth it. But yeah, I'll still skate flat and like hit some slappies and shit.
Yeah, I tried skateboarding. Wasn't
Not for you.
not for me.
Did you ever get the ollie down at least?
No.
Oh shit.
And it was really like I got a bunch of older brothers, and one of them was a huge skateboarder. And like I watched this motherfucker do some of the most reckless fucking stunts, and I'm like, yeah, you ain't catching me trying that. He did the handstand on his board.
Oh yeah, that Rodney Mullen shit. Yeah.
And then we had the house by our childhood home. There was this fucking steep ass hill, and he got on his bike one day. I was like, I'm gonna Christ dare this. And I was like, no. This motherfucker stood up on his seat, fucking did the Christ dare on his seat, fell off this motherfucker, and slid down half this hill.
What?
And he's just like laying in the road, and he's like, go get your dad. I need to go to the hospital. Fucking had like 2nd-degree burns all up his back, fucking tore skin off. I was like, yeah, I'm cool on all that.
Yeah, bro, for real. Be glad that you didn't get into it because it is, I'd say it's like 55-45 pain to pleasure. Like, you literally get hurt more than you have fun.
Catch me on a scooter, I'll spin that motherfucker one time.
I think I got a tail whip. That's about it. I can't bar it. I tried that once.
I
can't.
I really can't do that either. I can maybe do the tail flip, maybe, but I'm just saying a skateboard or a fucking scooter to the fucking ankle is probably one of the worst fucking pains I've ever felt in my life.
Scooter's definitely worse, for real.
It's like,
damn, dude. Yeah, I don't even want to think about it.
So your middle name is Raekwon.
Yeah.
So do you have like a huge appreciation for Wu-Tang?
Yeah, dude, for sure. I got Cuban Links in the car, not because it's like named after me. That's just one of my favorite albums, literally. But fucking, yeah, Wu-Tang is the shit. I think that they're better, like doing their solo shit versus as a group. There was just too much going on, Like they're allowed room for inconsistency, but I think that was part of the magic of it all at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my favorite member is Method Man for sure.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
How do you feel when Method Man and Redman link up?
Dude, they should do it more.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get why they don't. So we've talked about your sobriety and stuff, and now that kind of stems from your depression. You suffer from depression too, correct?
Yeah, that's kind of always been a thing. But what really I think caused the alcoholism issue was when I broke my leg, because this was before I ever smoked weed or did any mind-altering substance in my life. I was 16, and when they did this, like on the fucking EMT, they had both of my arms filled with morphine, dude. Like, it was pretty bad. Like, I had to get a surgery immediately type shit. So I had morphine in my arms. When I got to the hospital, they started setting me, and they gave me some propofol, which is the shit that killed Michael Jackson. It's a like strong ass sedative. Dude, as soon as this shit went down my throat, I had an out-of-body experience. I was watching the doctors fucking do all this crazy gnarly shit to my leg. I could hear every snap, crackle, and pop. And I was just laughing the entire time. I said, I can taste the color purple. And, like, I remember my mom was on the side. Like, she had her fucking hand in her head because she was embarrassed that I was acting a fool myself and shit. But I was watching myself do that from the third person. And then after they did it and, like, I came back to, I was, like, fine. Like, I didn't even realize anything happened. I was just back to normal talking and shit. And then I had surgery. I woke up. I was, like all woozy from being anesthetized and everything. And then they started giving me 2 perk tins and 2 Vicodins every 3 and 4 hours respectively. So I would be taking 4 pills at a certain point after the 12th hour, and I had never done anything, bro. No weed even. And bro,
So were you like straight edge going up to that point?
no, I was just about to start smoking weed. I was like really close, but then that happened. Like I wasn't able to go to school or anything. It was like weird how that shit happened, really. But yeah, before I was able to smoke weed, I got pumped full of a shit ton of pain medications, and then when I got back and I was doing like physical therapy and everything, I genuinely didn't need another script, but I was able to, so I got another of each. And I was doing Digital Academy at that time, and I was snorting like 6 perk tins a day. So, yeah, bro, I've just always had an affinity for drugs, and alcohol is like a byproduct of it. It's just a lot like different what that does for me, which is what made it a huge problem. Like, I could do a Percocet right now and be fine. I won't because it's probably fentanyl, but whatever. If it's from some old lady, I'll fucking eat it right now.
He said, "I'll eat that shit right now." A while back, you went to see Token live,
Yeah, bro.
and you got to rap to him.
Yeah. It's on film somewhere. But yeah.
What was that experience like?
Dude, that shit was nuts. He was actually feeling what I had to say. Like I said, one part, what did I say? I said, I forget the first line, but the punchline was like, give you 6 hollow tips like the points of a Jewish star, and fucking Token is Jewish and shit. So he was like, oh my God. Like, he was like, what the fuck? It's crazy. And afterwards, dude, like, he shook my hand. He was like, bro, like, you're actually sick as fuck. And then, like, he performed and everything. Then, like, the show ended. I walked up to do, like, the meet and greet, talk to him shit. And I was like, man, I don't really have any of your merch that I wanted signed. I'm just broke as fuck. But can you sign my Chinaman shirt, like you were saying, one of my burgundy karate shirts? And he did. He signed the sleeve of it. And like he put his hand on my shoulder after that, and he said, bro, for real, do not quit. Like, just keep going, man. Keep going. You'll get to where you want to be. And I was like, thank you, man. That means a lot because you're doing exactly what the fuck I'm trying to do, and you come from like very similar backgrounds and shit. Like you were proof that I can do this shit straight up. And you saying that to me, it was like, thanks, man. For real.
This actually segues into my next question. So, with Token, I think personally he has one of the most fire fucking sway freestyles I've ever seen. This motherfucker, the way he switched his flow and the sway freestyle was crazy. Is that a goal for you to get on sway and freestyle?
Yeah, that's a big one. I want to do that one in the next 3 years for sure.
I think that'd be fire.
Need to do sway, need to do top shelf premium. Both of those are on my list.
So, I only know because you had posted about them. You used to listen to Odd Future, correct?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Earl is still one of my favorite rappers, but his new shit is just not for me. I can't say it sucks because I like Earl too much, but it's not for me.
I get that.
For me.
Excluding Earl from the equation, give me your top 3 rappers out of Odd Future.
I was really only there for Earl and Frank Ocean. And, you know,
Really?
Yeah, bro. I've heard some Mellow Hype stuff. They're pretty good. Who's that? Damo. He released a project with Alchemist, and I listened to that like a few weeks ago, and it was pretty solid. I'd never heard him like by himself, and it's always like all of them at once, so I didn't even know who it was by voice. I was like, hey, I remember this guy. And he was actually spazzing. I'm like, damn, this dude's actually sick.
Damo's sick. Damo's probably one of my top 3. Like, I used to fuck with Odd Future way too heavy.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, I was really big into Odd Future when they first started popping out, and like I was a huge Haji Beats fan,
Okay.
Damo Genesis, and Mike G. And then obviously Earl was in there, but he came in at the later part, and then shortly after he joined, they kind of all went their own way anyway. So I was like, well, that was short-lived. I got a game here.
What is it?
Called This or That.
Okay.
I'll present 2 artists to you, and you tell me which one you're going to bump.
All right.
You have no preference on either artist, just say pass.
All right.
I think I know which ones to ask you just based off how this discussion's gone. G Unit or Slaughterhouse?
Probably G Unit for real.
That's actually surprising. I really thought that was going to go the other way. Kevin Gates or Joyner Lucas?
Kevin Gates is lit. Yeah.
Lupe Fiasco or Wale?
I don't really listen to either, but Lupe.
Wiz Khalifa or Young Thug?
Damn. Dude, probably Wiz. That's a hard one.
Outkast or Wu-Tang?
Woo.
Eminem or The Game?
M for sure.
50 Cent or Jadakiss?
50.
That's surprising. I really thought you would have gone Jadakiss on that.
Kiss is dope, but 50 just has way too many bangers. Like, crazy bangers.
E40 or Twista?
Twista all day.
21 Savage or Kodak Black?
Kodak, dude. I think he's kind of dope. I know that's very surprising, but there's like something about his voice, and like you can tell that he's having so much fucking fun when he makes his. And I'm like, it just makes me happy, you know, when I hear.
Absol or Schoolboy Q?
Schoolboy.
J. Cole or Kendrick?
Ooh, dude, Kendrick.
Tory Lanez or Chris Brown?
I don't really know shit about either.
Okay.
That one.
Erykah Badu or Lauryn Hill?
Erica.
You know, it's really surprising to me how many people go with Erykah Badu. I really thought Lauryn Hill was going to run that one, but...
I mean, she's that bitch, don't get me wrong. I don't know. My fucking grandma used to listen to Erykah Badu all the time, like when she cleaned the house. So I've like always heard that from a young age.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Nas. Especially these days.
Oh,
dude, hell.
Nas.
He's been killing it lately.
Dude, he just did a song with Hit Boy for Hit Boy's new album, and his fucking flow on it is top tier.
No shit.
Yeah.
It's something brand new?
Yeah, like it just dropped Friday.
Oh, I have not heard that then.
I'll send you the link after this, because he did it for Hit Boy's new album.
Oh, nice. Yeah, dude, they have some real good chemistry together.
They do.
Like King's Disease.
Like I've been enjoying all the what the fuck is it? I have to look up Nas just because I can't remember the name of those new albums.
King's Disease?
King's Disease. Those King's Diseases, dude, are just insane.
Yeah, bro, he really showed that he still had it, and like I like how he was adapting to some newer age shit as well.
And like
it's just showing that he can do everything.
And adding like new school artists to the song.
Yeah,
to be like, I'll be this old head that has these young motherfuckers on here. Watch me.
Yeah, you can tell he just really loves the art form, you know? Like he's extending his hand out to the newer generation. I think that's really dope.
Mobb Deep or UGK?
Mobb Deep.
Pusha T or Kanye?
Kanye.
Lil Wayne or Drake?
Wayne.
This one, it's very rare somebody knows who he is, so we don't know. Ransom or Joe Budden?
Ooh, Ransom is the shit, bro. I'm picking him. Joe Budden's just a fucking weirdo, too. Did you hear that shit he said about, like, fingering his dog?
No.
I will send you the link to that, bro. He actually says it. He's like, you ever, like, fuck around with your dog, you know, like, play a little private parts just to, you know, like, let it have some fun? And everybody's like, absolutely not.
No.
Crazy.
No. Royce the 5'9" or Benny the Butcher?
Shit. Listening? Probably Benny, for real. Yeah. After a while, like, Royce just takes too much attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, just cruising Benny all day.
Gucci Mane or Jeezy?
Gucci.
T.I. or Ludacris?
Luda.
Hey.
For sure.
West
slept on
Side Gun or Conway the Machine?
Conway.
Gunna or G Herbo?
G Herbo, only because I've never heard Gunna before.
Really?
I know who he is, but I've never heard his music, I think.
Young Dolph or Nipsey Hussle?
Rip. Nipsey.
Hobson or Dizzy Wright?
I'll tell you what, I've never heard a Dizzy Wright song in my fucking life.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
That's really
So I
surprising.
guess I have to pick Hobson by proxy.
That's crazy. Just because you love Jarrett, that's crazy. They were all on that same list.
Oh, damn.
Baby Keem or Jid?
Jid.
Jid is that dude,
bro.
man.
Yeah, he's one of the best out right now, I think. That's a dream feature of mine, bro. Fucking, he needs to stop blowing up so fast. It just keeps getting more expensive. Unless he hears me somehow, I think he would just do a joint, but I don't know how to facilitate that right now.
Big Sean or Joey Badass?
Joey. Joseph.
MF Doom or Black Thought?
Doom. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Andre 3000 or Mos Def?
Most Def.
Logic or Token?
Token.
Rakim or KRS-One?
Rakim.
Now, you've recently just dropped a music video a few months back, correct? Yeah. Well, it's almost been a year now since John.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's like right before shit started hitting the fan again. It was like 3 months before that, and then I was just trying to invest in my studio at the time, so I wasn't really able to spend any money on music videos or anything like that.
Is that a goal for this year, to try and get some music videos cranked out?
Yeah, definitely a few. Like at least 5 for sure, and got a few projects on the horizon, and I plan on dropping a handful of singles as well. So it's gonna be a real busy year for real.
I was amazed when I was pulled up your discography. There's not a single EP or album, only singles.
Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy how like I've managed to maintain whatever the fuck you want to call this with just singles, you know. But
especially with a 3-year hiatus at that.
Yeah, and the reasoning for all of that happening is just like bad decisions, bro, and like alcoholism and shit. And also, I had a project ready back in 2019, but I went to the show at Therapy Cafe. I left my book bag in my dude's car, and some bullshit happened to me. So I went outside to go get wasted, and I had a couple tall boys in my book bag. And I walk over to the car. The car's broken into. The entire contents of my book bag is gone. Well, most of it. Just all my notebooks and both my tall boys. I had a 10 strip of acid on me that night in that book bag, and that was still there. That was the most valuable thing I had if someone was trying to steal shit. Like, take that. But, nah, they kept that for me. Here, have a bad trip, Jalen. I just stole your fucking debut album, man. It was just written on notebook paper, in that notebook in the book bag. I just carried it with me. I didn't think anything of it, you know? Like, of course I didn't think that was going to happen. So that happened once. And, yeah, just, it simply hasn't been time. I'm a huge believer of things not being coincidental. It's all part of some grand design that humans just aren't meant to understand as much as we would like to. And just who I am today and what I'm capable of making and what I have, like, that I'm going to use instead of that now, just makes the other shit pale in comparison. I don't even remember why I liked it so much now. Like, you know, it just wasn't the right time. And I think that I'm a more just well put together person, capable of like carrying on the task of doing this as a profession, period.
So, you've got these stuff, all this stuff put together that you plan on doing this year. You got the music videos you want to get out. You got some singles, an album. Are you planning on trying to hit any live shows this year?
Yes and no. Mostly yes. I just don't know when. That's really what I mean by that. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. But yeah, this year I'm definitely trying to. I'm going to start hitting open mics just wherever, just because I miss it, you know what I'm saying? And I can acquire some new fans and shit. But I don't really want to perform at a show right now until I have a couple live mixes for some of the new shit that I'm sitting on, because I want people to hear it so fucking bad, dude. Like, if people like my old shit, I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all, man. I just don't. You'll have to hear it. So I want to have like actual good mixes for that I can use, like with ad libs and choruses and bullshit. And then I want to make sure I have merch again, because I just want to make sure I get paid by any means necessary. Almost every show I've gone to, bruh, people ask me if I have merch, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I'm irresponsible. Like, but the one time I did have merch, it was over the pandemic, and I used some of that money that I was getting for unemployment to like invest and like buy some. I made $1,000 in profit in one fucking week selling T-shirts, and I was like, what the fuck? I did not know y'all liked me that much. But yeah, so I want to make sure I do that again. It's just really cool to have on hand as well. Like, it's a good conversation starter. You know, I try to make some of this shit that I have planned for new merch as well is it's like more a fashion statement than anything. So whether you are a fan of my music or not, high chance you might just cop the shit anyways, just because it looks so good. So it's fun like that, you know. I've always liked fashion, you know.
I'm gonna give them a free plug. If you're wanting to get like just do a small show or whatever, I'd reach out to like Moves Global or Candy Bars. Okay. Every Friday night they do a thing called Industry Night at Zen Lounge there in Dayton.
Oh, nice.
I go about every other Friday and pop out so I can meet other local artists and stuff. She has like 18 artists that'll go up and perform, starting from, I think they start at 11, and it goes till 2.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, I'll definitely tap in with them to see what's going on, because that would be dope. Just trying to get on there again for real.
Yeah, and the small sets, like everyone gets like, we get 3 songs, I think.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. Just get the feet wet.
Hey, yeah, just ease back in, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I could just hop back on if I needed to, but I want to make sure it's perfect. Right. I'm at the point to where, like, I don't want to make a decision unless I have everything else figured out, or else I'm wasting everything.
Oh, yeah. You're big into anime, correct?
Decently so, yeah. I haven't been caught up on a couple things, but yeah.
Who's your favorite DBZ character?
Shit, son. My favorite DBZ character? It was Trunks for the longest time, but once Super happened, like with the fucking Black Goku arc and everything, it just made me realize that Trunks is a selfish asshole. Like, all of these things end up happening when he comes back because he brings it with him. And it's like, nah, dude, just stay dead in your timeline and this will never happen here. You're just bringing trouble to 2 places instead of 1 now. And I was like, man, you're kind of an asshole. But nowadays, I would say it's probably Vegeta for real.
Vegeta's dope.
Yeah. He's always in second place, but I'd be cheering for him anyways. He gets his ass beat in every movie, bro. It's so funny.
I always had like the unpopular opinion. I'm a huge Tien fan.
Yeah, Tien's actually the shit, bro, for real.
I'm just saying, he has a dude that's willing to die for him every motherfucking fight.
Mm-hmm. Dude, the suicide bomber, too. Took Yamcha out. Oh, shit. Dude, he didn't do shit to Nappa, though. You remember that?
He just exploded, and Nappa's like, okay.
Yeah, bro. Fucking A.
I think it is funny, though. Like, Yamcha gets so much shit. And it's like, this man quit his profession of baseball to help save the world, and he gets shit on all the time.
He's just an average human. Of course he's getting folded all the time. Like, He has some balls though for trying. I'll give him that. I'd be like Hercule if I existed in that universe. I'd be hiding behind the shit. Like, nah, fuck, y'all can handle this.
You guys got this. Don't mind me. I think Cell was a cool villain arc, but nobody tops Majin Buu in my opinion, dude. All the different forms of Majin Buu were fire.
Dude, I totally agree. Like, in Super Buu, when he first comes out to the lookout, he kills everybody on Earth, bro. No villain had done anything like that before. He said, all right, dude, fuck you. All right, is this going to get you to fight me? I just killed everybody. Like, what the fuck?
This motherfucker's crazy. What would be some advice you'd give to a younger person or a younger you trying to pursue making music?
Start sooner. Stay away from 99% of the people that you considered friends. Yeah, don't take things so seriously. Be happier. Yeah, just in general, like to a newer artist, I would say if it's truly something that you have passion with, like that just lights a fire in your fucking heart and you love to do it so much, just keep doing it. Whether people like it or not, you know, that's your release. You're entitled to that. You don't have to succeed in it for it to be important to you. And for people that are trying to take it seriously, practice a fucking lot. Always be thinking of new things. Always draw inspiration from anything you possibly can. I'm a firm believer that in hip-hop specifically, especially, that you can make a bar out of anything. Literally fucking anything, dude. And it's kind of nuts to think about sometimes. So, like, just always be trying to think outside of the box. Here's something that I try to do is make something that doesn't exist yet and that you wish existed. Like, if someone rapped just like I did, I would just get a fucking desk job, dude. I wouldn't need to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing what I wish existed, man. And I think that's how people succeed in any artistic medium, just doing that, trying to be innovative and doing their own thing. So just always be original. Don't be like someone that already exists. You're your own person, and that's unique as fuck.
What's your idea of making it in the music industry?
Being able, like, for me personally, like, if I make like a doctor's salary from music between like doing shows, selling merch, vinyls and stuff, make like 120 grand a year, I'd be cool with that. And even if it's not at that scale for a while, because I'd have to be decently successful to pull that off, dude, as long as I can pay my bills, like I make like $3K a month right now. If I could just do that making music, I'd be fucking mad content for the time being, you know?
Yeah.
So really just to take care of my main obligations and then some with music, and also just be able like to work with people that I've always revered and that are like grails of mine, just to make really good music with some legends, cementing my name in history, you know, being talked about. Just traveling internationally, that'd be dope for real. This place is spooky. I don't like it here. Okay.
So, what would be some change you want to see in your community? And I'll like explain what I mean by community because it kind of trips people up.
Yeah.
Like the community in which you live, there in Dayton.
Yeah. Someone needs to do something about these fucking potholes, man.
You're the second person that has used that, said that. The fucking potholes, man.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous. I hit one the other day and my radio turned off. I was like, wow, dude, I thought my shit was broken. I was scared. There's more serious things than that, but yeah, that's huge. It literally is huge. It's causing so much damage to people's cars. It's causing accidents. People have to swerve into the other lane to avoid them and shit. Like, it's literally like playing Twisted Metal right now. It's fucked up. And, I would like to see more like good rehab. like free good rehab for people around here because drugs are a huge issue in this area. That is something that does not discriminate against anybody, no matter what color you are, no matter, what you do for a living, how much money you make. Like, there's some brilliant people that are just hooked by that shit. And if they were able to, be saved and helped, and just be put in a location where they're able to thrive and not punished by police and like locked into cages for doing something that they need help with, like it's a vagrant crime. It's not really hurting anyone but themselves. And I think that would help the community grow in ways that we can't even fathom because those people are different right now. It's just something that I hold close to my heart, just being an addict myself. And, having people shit.
I agree, though.
And, like same thing with mental health services. Like, we're in a very sick society, man. I hate to be that guy. I got the Joker here and everything. We live in a society. Nah, dude, but shit is really ass backwards. Just the way that media works, the technology and everything. Just so much. Households, no one's getting enough hugs, literally. All kinds of shit goes into play. And that's really fucking people's brains up. And people's interpersonal reactions are so off kilter now as a whole. And that just further snowballs into just chaos, bro. So something needs to be done to extinguish that. Like more mental health services, bro, for sure.
I agree because, like, I suffer from depression and stuff, and I find my ways of getting through it. Typically smoking weed.
It helps. It works.
It helps. But, like, I used to drink. The last time I drank now is my wedding. But I choose not to drink because my father was an alcoholic, caused along with being a drug addict. So when I was drinking and stuff, I never was like an angry drunk or anything. I was always like a happy-go-fun drunk, so nobody ever felt the need to tell me I needed to stop. And I would just drink and drink and drink and drink until I couldn't drink anymore and passed out. And I just never wanted to live like that, especially because I have kids, and I'm like, I watched my dad do this.
Not worth it.
I don't want to put them through what I went through because it kind of sucked, man. Most of my childhood was spent in a fucking bar. Like, that's why it's really awkward.
Right.
Like, my mom and dad split up when I was 7. So for the 4 years before he passed away, I would spend every weekend at his house, and I would spend the majority of summer with him. And I say his house, it was his parents' house. We lived in their basement.
Yeah.
And Saturday mornings and Friday nights, we'd go to the bar he went to in Dayton. And I would sit there. He'd give me money to sit there and play on the little touchscreen fucking video game thing. He'd get fucking wasted, drive us home. Like, it is amazing that I even lived through my childhood because this.
Oh wow, he was busted.
Like we'd get to that bar at 10 a.m. and they can't even serve alcohol yet, but they would serve him alcohol in a coffee mug. So if a cop came in, it looked like he was just drinking coffee.
He's down bad.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that PGA Tour game at the bar? Like where you could spin the ball and shit?
Yeah.
That one's fire.
They had that one, and then they just had like a normal touchscreen one that was like doing little fucking puzzle game things. Dude. Like, I think he probably spent more giving me money to play that than what his tab was so far. And he'd always, it was always the same thing too. It was like, don't tell grandma we came here. We were at like Captain Bogey's or some fucking arcade. Yeah. He's like, I'll take you to Blockbuster and you can get whatever you want. And as a kid, I'm like,
secrets.
Bet watch me get this fucking Final Fantasy.
Yes, sir.
Game right here.
Damn right.
Fucking GameCube. What the fuck was that one called? Caravan or some shit like that. I don't remember which one it was, but I played the fuck out of that game at his house. So I got another segment here I do that I started this season called I read a passage from Am I the Asshole on Reddit.
Okay.
And I get your input. I chose one that is related to kids because you don't have kids, so I think it's always nice to get somebody who doesn't have kids' opinions on things.
Okay.
So this one was titled, "Am I the asshole for calling a mother a bitch after our kids got into an accident at the park?" Earlier today, my 9-year-old daughter wanted to go to the park after she got out of school, so I agreed to take her out. Our park has one of those zip line rides, which is my daughter's favorite, so she immediately ran to ride it. The second she got on and started riding it, a little boy, maybe 2 years old, ran in front of her, and she collided with him, knocking him over. He started screaming, and his mom ran over to pick him up. My daughter apologized profusely and said it was an accident and she didn't see him, but the mom scolded her for not paying attention, and she said she seriously injured the kid. My daughter started crying, and I felt like the mom was being too aggressive, especially saying the kid was seriously injured since he didn't have a scratch on him. So I stepped in and told the woman not to yell at my kid over a simple accident. She said, "I'm a lazy mom for not teaching my kids to pay better attention, and my daughter's too big to be playing on the playground as it is." Those words triggered something in me, and I lost my temper. I called her a bitch for talking to a child like that over an accident, and said that maybe if she'd been watching her toddler more carefully, this wouldn't have happened. She stormed off, and I took my daughter home immediately. She cried the whole drive, and when we got home, she went to her room. I came in to talk to her about what happened, and she said that what the woman said hurt, but I was worse because I embarrassed her by being a Karen. I have to admit, I was a bit shocked to hear that. I thought she'd be glad I defended her. Am I the asshole for how I handled this?
That's really funny. It sounds like a fake one, honestly.
Almost.
I don't think a kid would say that, but my opinion.
I would say that, but my kids fucking talk about Karens and shit all the time.
Really?
And they're right around 9.
Okay, yeah, so it's plausible then. Okay. I would say though, in that situation, if what that lady said was true, like that the kid just ran up unprovoked and like there was no time to stop that from happening, then yeah, that other mother should have definitely been monitoring her kid more for sure. Especially like with how toddlers are, they're zooming, bro. You have to have your head on a swivel. They're gone in an instant, bro.
Yeah.
And like, just I feel like the mom who got angry was like mad that she was being held accountable for her lack of supervision, and then that's why she got called a bitch, because she was being a bitch. I think so.
I agree.
I was expecting it to turn into a fight. I was getting heated up hearing it, but nah, she definitely deserved to be called a bitch at least.
Yeah. I don't yell at my kid. Like, come find me.
Yeah, for real. Pick on someone your own size, man.
All right. So last segment we got here is just kind of talking about your song, your music.
Alright.
Your first single that is out on Spotify, motherfuck. Single on Spotify, Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
What was the creative process behind Vacation?
I was in the middle of a manic episode, and I was having some problems like sitting down to focus on writing for a while, and the fog had been lifted. I felt like superhuman, you know. It was a great manic episode. People be hating that shit, but I use it as an opportunity to just get things done and be charismatic in situations where it calls for it. Get that knocked out, and then if I can't do it anymore, I'll wait till the next manic episode to accomplish that. But fuck it. Yeah, so I was able to write again, and I was like, well, shit. This feels like a vacation from what I would consider my natural state. I want to write a song about that. And if you listen carefully, like it's really just about being bipolar and like dealing with BPD and just like what goes along with that. It's all dressed nice over like a jazzy lo-fi beat, and I made sure to say like upbeat things, but they're definitely shrouded in darkness. And that was the creative process for that. I just wanted to kind of really just do a brain dump and get my thoughts out about how it is to deal with those illnesses.
Then you followed that up with Suicide Note.
I deal with shit. That's an amazing discography. Oh my god.
What was the creative process behind Suicide Note?
Bro, I was going through it. That was like right after I had that notebook stolen out of my dude's car. I had just gotten like out of like a gnarly breakup, or I was like in the midst of it and shit. I was very hurt, and I just had to dump my thoughts, dude. I didn't feel like I was valuable to anybody at all. I had started like that was like the first time I tried to get sober. It was only for like 2 months, but I fucked that up, and I don't think it was because of that. I used that as an excuse totally, but still, it felt like the most necessary thing to do at the time. So like nothing was going right, and I was just so fucking defeated. Like I was crying for hours a day on end. It sucked, and I was just like, yeah, this is it, bro. Like everything I say in that shit was true. Like I was planning to kill myself and everything, and I was trying to record it at Anthony's house, and he would not let me because of that. He's like, nah, bro, record that shit somewhere else. And I'm like, dog, it's important that I get this out. I'm gonna be a legend like everyone else. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? But nah, he wouldn't let it happen. And I just dropped it elsewhere. And honestly, dude, that is one of my favorite songs I've made, despite the content. Like the way I'm rapping on that shit is crazy. And I'm really just talking very plainly and intimately about what it is like to really be on the verge of taking your life. And I don't think a lot of people are honest with themselves enough or have seen a true snapshot into that state of mind before.
I don't think I've actually listened to that one because I started getting hip to your music around Cycle of Life.
Okay.
So I just put that in my life music, so I'll check that out here later tonight. Then you follow that up with Keep Swimming with the Dory fish.
Yeah. I actually made that cover art myself. Yeah.
What was the process behind this?
I really just needed a new song out, and I had written something recently. It was that, and I was like, yeah, I like this enough to drop it, you know, because sometimes I'll just write an entire joint and be like, it's cool, but it's not the shit. You know? So I don't know, maybe I'll release them one day. But yeah, I thought Keep Swimming was gonna be one of those, and I'm like, nah, that's actually pretty dope. I'll drop it. And like in the chorus, I'm just saying like, with or without me around the world to keep swimming, or keep spinning, and then like I changed it to keep swimming. But it's like me just trying to talk to myself and tell myself like, dude, just persevere, man. Like, yes, shit sucks, but like, you have to find a way. That's what most of my music is, dude. I just share it with people. It's like me trying to convince myself of like my own worth.
I'm really him.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's like it's almost like a manifestation ritual in a way with some of the shit that I talk about, like stuff that I wish was real, and it ends up like happening. I end up like being able to like think myself and write myself into a process, and I think it's important, you know.
I agree.
Gotta keep swimming, man.
And then this is how I kind of got that you were into anime. 2097.
Yeah.
Cover art is anime. What was the creative process behind 2097?
I was on a bender and I was coked out on my mom's couch at like 4 a.m, and that beat came on, and I was like, this is the coolest shit I've ever heard in my life. I need to start writing right now. And that pretty much like poured out of me in like an hour, that entire song.
Oh, damn.
I still have it on notebook paper in one of my shoe boxes. But yeah, fucking, I did that, released it, and that's still like one of my most popular songs to this day. And that song is really old now. I dropped that in 2018, I believe, on SoundCloud.
But yeah.
I put it on platforms a while later.
I mean, shit, even on platforms, it's still, I think, in your top 5 most streamed on Spotify. Yeah. It's 26,000. It's your fourth most streamed song.
Oh, nice.
Third. It's your third most streamed song.
That's dope.
So that's crazy that it had traction on SoundCloud, and then that shit was able to carry over onto like Spotify and shit.
Yeah, I definitely want to do more jazzy stuff. At some point, I want to do like a whole project like that, like of songs that have beats like that, and like have a live band, perhaps. That would be cool.
That'd be fire. And then you dropped Hazel, literally the same day.
Yeah, those were Hazel was also a SoundCloud
SoundCloud
song.
song. Okay.
Yeah, I dropped that in like I think 2018 as well, maybe the beginning of 19.
So what was the creative process behind Hazel?
It was pretty much like a synopsis of this anime show that I had watched called Sayuki, and these dudes like travel to India so they can get like this artifact to resurrect the dead with, which is what I'm talking about in that song. He's like this evil priest. It's been a while since I've seen the show, and I'm super high now, so I'm going to butcher a lot of this. But basically, everything I talk about in Hazel is just basically like from the point of view of this necromancer in the show, and just talking about like how the artifact works and like his intentions with it and reasoning why, and like just basically like if I was this dude, it just seemed like a really cool angle, you know, because I'm like in the like RPG games and shit too. I'm like, man, like what do wizards really be doing, man? It'd be cool to write about something like that. I don't know.
And then that brings us to where I picked up on learning who you were, because right around this time that you dropped Cycle of Life is when I created Overlooked Artist hosting.
Oh, okay.
So what was the creative process behind Cycle of Life? Because it is a very lyrical track, like all the way through.
With that one, I wrote that entire song in an hour when I was working at a kitchen as a dishwasher, first of all. I was so fed up with my fucking job, dude, and I was just mad that I had to be some kind of bitch corporate slave, dude. Like, I didn't feel like I even owned myself. And I was so fucking mad when I made that song, dude. It just, once again, it just poured out. And I just wanted to explain why things are as fucked up as they are, and like why people aren't questioning that. It's almost like people are reluctant to notice or just don't somehow, you know. Like I'm saying, I'm so stoned, but I'm saying like we get prescribed pills for shit that we're meant to be afraid of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're not supposed to be blunting our emotions like that. And a lot of these mental illnesses are very accurate human responses to crazy shit happening to you. You know, like that's of course the next step in the process, just with the way that brains work, and you can absolutely fix that through holistic means. Had a problem with that. And then the second verse, something funny about this, I'm actually going to shit on Instagram. So when I was promoting that song, I was going to use the second verse, and it said I couldn't use it because of the content of the language, like i.e. curse words or whatever. There's not a single cuss word in that verse, but what I do in that entire verse is criticize the police the entire time. And I say fuck in the first verse, and they let me use that verse instead to promote it on here. Yeah.
That's some cop shit.
Yeah, say what you will about that, but, you know, I think that's
definitely some cop shit.
Yeah, so, like, really just that, and it was, like, around the time of all the protesting and stuff, and I've never had a positive interaction with a police officer, not once. So I've already had my thoughts about that, figured I should dump them onto the track, and the day I dropped it, I actually got arrested for protesting, so that's pretty funny.
Fuck the police, man.
Literally, bro. Best cop is a dead one.
And then Subjugated, which is one of my favorite tracks of yours.
Thank you, bro, for real. That is my favorite song that I've made, for sure.
This is the first song I think I promoted of yours, even.
Oh, shit.
What was the creative process behind this? Because I also fuck with this beat. The beat to this song is amazing.
Yeah, my dude Sixth Sense made it. He's also the dude that did Nature and Divine Intervention. But yeah, he snapped on the Subjugated beat, dude. My creative process for that was during 2020 as well. And it was like around the fall time. I was just starting to feel like, I guess, seasonally depressed, but like less than that. It was just more of like a somber feeling. I was just reflecting on my life up until that point, and just the time period and location that I'm in really does a lot to influence a person. And in that song, I just talk about how not being able to just like show your emotions much in society these days leads you to hold it in, and it creates like a psychopath almost. And with that, you know, I say, what do I say? Society's son with a knife in his gums, upon a monorail route to be deprived of his tongue. Signs on the shuttle tell him he ain't buying enough. It drives him batshit insane. He ain't the type to succumb. Like, we're just in late stage capitalism, dude, and people are fucking miserable at all times because they're just scrounging for pennies, and you're bombarded with advertisements everywhere. Like, so you can press this dopamine button in your head through retail therapy, but too bad you can't because you're broke all the time. Like, you're just stuck in a constant state of subjugation. Like, you're literally trapped within that whole cycle. It's a vortex, and it's not nice to you. And with like the second verse, I just talk about just kind of a journey into the head of someone who I don't think I let it affect me. I just notice too much, and I notice that that's not a society people should be living in, man. It's not conducive to anyone's growth mentally, and it's straight up spiritual warfare. Like, you're not able to achieve anything under those circumstances. You're too tired and miserable to do anything.
And then that brings us to Divine Intervention, also produced by Six Sense.
Yeah, he's that guy.
What was the creative process behind that?
Divine Intervention? I think I was just trying to trick myself into being hopeful about something. Like, I was talking from the perspective of someone who had a divine intervention, like just how that would be, pretty much like if somebody who had not had an interaction with God before just suddenly had him appear and like gave you advice and shit. It was just I was giving myself a writing prompt at first, and it kind of just flowed into an entire song, and I'm like, yeah, I'll drop it. Actually, like, one of my not as popular songs, and I don't really blame people. I don't really like it that much either. I think it was a cool departure from what I normally do, but it didn't really do anything that special.
Nate.
Yeah.
And then Nature, which, by the way, the cover art on this has forever fucking made me laugh my ass off.
Yeah, that's my boy Cody. I remember I posted it announcing the song. He messaged me within like half an hour. He said, bro, you need to take that shit down. So I didn't even ask him. I just put the bar over her head. He's in the fucking military, right? And he was on vacation and shit. And he was just holding the bag of weed posing. He really didn't even smoke. Not that his fucking platoon's watching this, but he was a good boy that weekend. And he was holding the bag of weed. I thought it was hilarious. So I did that. And he said, dude, I'm in the Army. I can't have people seeing that. I'm like, bro, you think your sergeant's looking at my Facebook? Looking for you? What the fuck? I'm using it. I straight up told him no. This is the cover art. It's fucking sick. And then it's funny because a few months ago, I sent him this picture of him when he was super high on spice, like in this fucking drug poncho. And the hood is so pointy. He just looks like a crying gnome in a drug vest. And I sent it to him. He said, you about to use that for your next song? I said, yeah, probably. He said, please. So like now he's cool with it.
So, you know, fuck it. Whatever. Just use it. And that brings us to your newest release, Agent Orange.
Yeah.
That on Spotify alone has 24,000 streams. I don't know what it has, including Apple streams and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't.
But I mean, it's only been out for a little over a month, and you've already, it's your second most streamed song. Like,
yeah, pretty
it took off. It's
I wasn't
off
expecting
fast.
Oh yeah. I gained a pretty decent amount of followers off of that. I gained about 70 subs on YouTube. People have been tapping in with me and shit. So very well received. I plan on keeping promoting that for a while longer before I drop my next single. I was going to do something in April, like in the beginning, but I kind of want to let this ride and just really see where that goes, because I don't want to divert the attention between two tracks unless it's like something monumental like a project or another large feature and not just a single, you know?
Yeah. So what was the creative process behind this track, and how did you and Afro end up linking up on it?
Yeah, so I had already like had the song written, like the first and second verse and the hook, and I was like, man, I don't feel like writing a third verse. Who should I get on this? And I had some money at the time, and I was like, I want someone who people know on this shit. Like, fuck anyone. Like, I want a real ass motherfucker on my shit. And I was like, listening to the beat, I'm like, this just sounds like something that Afro would rap on for real. That's like the only thing that come to my head. So I hit him up, and he was doing a fucking sale. So I paid him, and he turned it around to me in about a week. Said the song was super dope. Ended up following me too. So I mean, he enjoyed it.
That's fire.
Yeah.
You ever thought about doing a song with Murs?
That would be sick, actually. I like him in Felt. Yeah, he's dope.
I think you and Murs could make some fire, especially because you like playing around with different beats and stuff.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, Murs is nice.
Trying to think. Just in case artists watch this, what is like your going rate for a feature? Stop asking this motherfucker to give you free features. About it.
Yeah. It's 200 right now. But like I said, I work with budgets and shit. Like if you really think you need a verse, like we can discuss something, like even do a payment plan. I also do features for cool shit. Like for example, like the most value I've been paid for something is like $400. It's a Pokemon card. So I'll also take cool collectible shit. I like weed. If you give me an ounce of weed, I'll do a feature for you. If you have more cool polo shit, I'll take an article of your polo clothing for a fucking feature if it's nice. Yeah, I'm flexible, man. Just stop asking me for free shit. Like that's so disrespectful for real.
It is. Like it's one thing like if they like ask and then when you tell them like, oh, it costs this. And they're like, oh, okay,
Dude,
I can't really
had
think of
people
anything
block.
right now.
I've had
That's
people
cool.
block.
But
people.
the dude that just said, bro, I've got more followers than you. Like,
that one made me laugh and it pissed me off at the same time. I was like, wow. This guy has some fucking bravado, man.
he had time that day, apparently. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you the floor. Plug anything you got going on.
Yeah, anyone watching this, you can follow me on Instagram here. My handle is Mxntis HipHop. My YouTube is the same. Please subscribe to me if you haven't already. That's where I'm going to be dropping my music videos at, as well as loose singles. I plan on adding all of the stuff I have out on Spotify there too. If that's the channel you're subscribed to, you like to listen to my music, it'll just be easier for you. So there's a lot more coming there. Yeah, I don't really use my Facebook page anymore because they're fucked. Yeah, that's really all I need to plug in. I have 3 projects coming this year, as well as some other big shit, but you'll know about that when you need to know about that. Love you guys.
All right. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, bro, thanks for having me.
If you guys catch us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. All of Mxntis links will be in the description below. His Instagram, his Spotify, his Apple, and his YouTube channel. Tap the fuck in.
Much love, Holmes. Peace out.
All right. Peace out.